that are connected with us tonight can find out all about that. It's three simple, easy steps that basically you're going to do. So, you know, money is a good thing right now. There's a lot of people that may be out of work, that may have gotten laid off for whatever reason with this whole impact of this pandemic of the COVID-19 coronavirus. So let me go ahead and give you the steps. Let me just jump in there and give you that information. So remember, I think the information that's going to be shared tonight, you might want to get a pad and a pen so you can write this down, because it's going to be a lot of meat, a lot of information, a lot of frequently asked questions that hopefully your questions will get answered tonight. So again, if you have specific questions, definitely chat it in the chat box there. For those of you that are Zooming with us live, again, be sure to chime in and ask your specific questions there. But again, the Greenville County Complete Count Coalition actually have a Census 2020 Facebook challenge. And so be counted in 2020, and you could be counting some extra cash, ladies and gentlemen. So again, I said there's only 3 simple steps for you to really get in on this challenge. First, you need to like and follow the Greenville Counts Facebook page. So somebody chat that in there. Like and follow the Greenville Counts Facebook page. That's step 1, okay? Step 2, create a unique Facebook post related to the importance of the 2020 census. And be sure to tag Greenville Counts. So again, Greenville Counts on Facebook. And let me go ahead and plug Instagram. It's Greenville Counts 2020 on Instagram. Listen, I'm giving you some steps, guys, where you can win some extra cash. So step 1, y'all got it? Like and follow Greenville Counts Facebook page. Step 2, you're going to create a unique Facebook post related to the importance of the 2020 census. So that's real simple. And be sure to tag Greenville Counts. All right. Now, step 3, and I'm telling you these steps because there's some extra cash involved in all of this. So step 3, this might take you a little time. You might have to wait till after we go live to do this, but you might can do it in between time. But if you tag 2020, because it is 2020, tag 20 of your friends, encouraging them all to do the same. And once you've done that, your name will go in the drawing. So each week in April, the Greenville Counts will randomly, and you could be the lucky, they will randomly select a winner from the list of those who completed those above steps. And guess what? Just for doing that, those three steps, liking and following the page, posting something about the importance of Census 2020, and also tagging 20 people and encouraging them to also do the same, you can win $200. Come on,
That's
y'all.
Right.
$200. Can somebody type that in the chat? So if anybody looking to be randomly selected, and you could be the lucky winner, you never know. I mean, if you don't try, you don't know. So here's an opportunity to win some extra cash. Again, big shout out to the GC4 in the building. The Greenville County Complete Count Coalition is giving away, y'all, $200. And I think for those of you that are willing to take the challenge, again, you could probably do that 10 minutes, the same amount of time it could take you to actually complete the census that is actually for the very first time being offered electronically this year. So I tell you what, I'm going to go right ahead and we're going to jump in here. And I want to take an opportunity to introduce all of our panelists for the evening and allow them, as I introduce them, to actually come on to the live and just greet the people and talk about how excited that they are to be able to share with you this evening. So first up, amongst our panelists, we have Ms. Sabrina Baxter Reeder. She is the project coordinator for GC4. And so she's in leading the coalition of the nonprofit organizations. Sabrina has been working to motivate and encourage Greenville County residents through census education and awareness. Sabrina is a graduate of the Florida A&M University and UCLA with degrees in broadcast journalism and public relations. She is also a certified project manager. So, ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome to the live Miss Sabrina Baxter Reader. What's up, Sabrina?
I came back right on time because our internet just popped out.
All right. Well, listen, I'm so excited that you joined us this evening. I think we're going to have a really great time tonight as we're really, as you said, just really continue to educate and bring awareness to the importance of Census Day 2020. So for everybody that's chimed in with us online, whether they're Zooming with us live or whether you're watching from Facebook Live, this gives people an opportunity to really get the information and the knowledge that they need to really move forward. Because again, April 1st is declared Census Day 2020. So again, Sabrina, what's your thoughts for someone that's chiming in right now, the importance of staying connected throughout tonight?
Hopefully, if anyone has questions that you guys have had about the census, because it's not safe to assume that everybody is just aware of all of the ins and outs of the census. I wouldn't know as much if I wasn't working with this in and out every day. So if there are any questions you have, you remember how they always say no question is a silly question? Right. Definitely ask it, because I've heard some people say things, because if you knowledge or lack of knowledge is going to prevent your participation, by all means, ask the questions. Get everything clarified so that you completely understand how much it means to you and your family and your community, and then go from there and just make a difference and be counted. So we're here to help and educate and make you aware.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much just for your passion behind getting the word out there, continue to bring that awareness to the Greenville County residents. So again, we're going to take an opportunity to move right on into our next panelist, who is Miss Charlene Jones. Again, she is the chair of the Urban League of the Upstate's Complete Count Committee. And Charlene has worked in Greenville for 16 years, most recently as director of programs. She has a Master of Science in Counseling Psychology from Radford University. So ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome to the Census Day 2020 online party and celebration, Miss Charlene Jones. Charlene, how you doing, beautiful?
I'm all right. Hello, everybody out there in cyberspace. We're glad to have you on and joining us tonight. We look forward to your questions.
Absolutely.
Please complete your census if you have not already done so.
That's right. So again, today is officially Census Day. You know, we think about April 1st as being April Fool's Day, but this is not a joke. This is real, and it is really important. And so again, Charlene, thank you so much just for your time tonight to be able to educate and continue to push the vision behind people really understanding the importance of completing the census. And so again, being able to speak to the fact that this year is the very first year. I mean, it's always been the snail mail process, but this year's the first year you guys can go online, and we're encouraging as many of you that can, if you've not done so already, that you can do it today, tonight, this evening. You could actually do it right now. But thank you so much for joining us. We look forward to you being able to dive in and answer some of these questions that people may have. So again, big shout out to everyone that's watching. For those of you that are via Facebook Live, those of you that are Zooming live with us, be sure to chat up your questions. There's going to be several questions that we're going to dive in and answer already. And so we may answer your question along the way, but feel free now. If there's any specifics that you're thinking about, go ahead and chat it up right now. All right. Well, thank you so much. Again, next up, we have none other than Mr. Channing Banks. And so Channing Banks works as the partner relations manager at the United Way of Greenville. His work includes helping neighborhoods and churches connect to the resources that they need to be vibrant, engaged, and inclusive. So Channing is a graduate of the North Carolina A&T University, yes, with a degree in economics. So big shout out to you, Mr. Banks. Thank you so much for joining us. We're so glad to have you. And I know you've been that that leader behind a lot of the faith initiatives. And so again, there may be a lot of ministries that are represented tonight. So if you may be a pastor, or if you are a youth pastor, or whatever your role is within your ministry, why don't you take an opportunity to shout out your church tonight? And that way, maybe if your church has not actually gotten included with everything that the Urban League or even the United Way may have going on, we definitely give you an opportunity to plug in tonight, where we can maybe reach out to you directly to make sure that you are being engaged and that you do have some of the resources that I know that Shannon has the knowledge and the wisdom that he could share with all of you, that you're all being inclusive. So Shannon, you want to take an opportunity to greet everybody that's chimed in with us tonight?
Definitely. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I look forward to your questions. Like I said earlier, while you're watching this amazing party here, go ahead and open up another tab and take your census right now if you haven't done it.
That's right. Listen, it only takes about 10 minutes. One thing that I'm proud to say, that I got my Census 2020 done already. Listen, as soon as I got it in the mail, you know, I did it that same day. And so this is an opportunity for those of you that are watching, just as an encouragement, just as to give you that extra boost of a push as to why it is so important to be counted. Because again, this only happens every 10 years. And the way that the money is distributed really is going to be determined based on the information that each and every one of you each individual being counted. And so again, guys, we appreciate you for chiming in. Listen, we're having a party tonight, so we're going to get ready to tap into Travis Nell, who's actually DJing for us tonight. Big shout out to I'm going to say DJ Trap is in the building. So come through with a couple selections for us while we just chopping it up. This is going to give us an opportunity to kind of funnel through any specific questions. This is going to give you guys an opportunity to share the live, share the information that we're on Zoom right now live, as well as Facebook live, that you guys can share the information. DJ Trap, it's on you, man. All right, so guys, y'all come on and share this live, share the information, let people know that we're live right now. Again, I gave information about being able to win $200. I'll give those steps again, but we're going to take a minute to be able to dance it up with DJ Travis. Come on, DJ. Hey, come on, y'all. Y'all tap in with us. It's going down. Census Day 2020. Census Day 2020.
I got white, but she
Hey.
I goes and hop up that fan on. I know I'm about to blow. They try to take my floor, I take they back to friend song. I know that I'm coming. It's blue.
Hey.
I got 220.
Hey.
I got 220. I'll sleep in my bed. I got 2 big guys, one Olympic IRA. I got blue, what you want? The Chanel Balenciaga.
Y'all can rock with us at home. Y'all can rock with us at home.
I needed me a diamond rod, I didn't mean to wrong. I started from the bottom, you can see the way I start. I want a diamond, I want that.
Having a party.
They trying to lock me because they hate the place I'm from.
Hey.
She want me like this, so just get up on my face. Stay all up in my
Day, April 1st. Census Day, April 1st. Census Day.
I got white, what you want? Hop outside and go and hop up in a fan.
Census Day.
Census Day. That's right.
I know that I'm coming. You see me blowing up, not the same one song. I got 220, 220, I'll sleep on the band.
Those of you that are chimed in with us, again, we're going to give a lot of information. We're going to hopefully answer a lot of questions. We want to make sure that if you have any specific questions regarding Census 2020, drop your questions now. Share the information, share the live. For those of you that are streaming with us on Zoom, share the information that people can find out important what's going down. This is 2020. Hey.
Is it okay if I call you my private baby? I ain't no player, I just got
Hey, it's a party.
It is a party. Hey, let's go, Danny.
You know I love you.
Baby, I got your back, Channing.
Hey,
Party, it's party, it's party. Census party, census party, census party.
party is the Census Day 2020 party, y'all. That's what's going down. You ain't know, you better ask somebody.
That's right.
Greenville counts. Greenville counts.
Hey, DJ Travis and Nell is on the ones and twos mixing it up for us.
That's my DJ.
Hey, gotta be counted. Look, this is the time. It only happens every 10 years. So it's so important that all of you chimed in with us tonight. And we're kicking off this Census 2020 online party. DJ Travis and Nell is on the ones and twos. Hey.
Oh, yeah.
Hey. All right, listen, let's go ahead and jump back in this thing, y'all, because again, it's so important. I know we're having a good time in the background and we're dancing and we're just kind of, giving off some positive vibes. But listen, this is not an April Fool's joke. This is the real deal. And we want to make sure that all of you that are connected with us tonight understand the importance of making sure that each and every individual that is connected to your household is accounted for. And so again, big shout out to the Greenville County Complete Count Coalition, otherwise known as GC4. And if you've not done so already, we want to make sure, guys, that you're following them on Facebook for Greenville Counts, as well as Instagram, Greenville Counts 2020. Now, with all of that being said, I know some of you may just be chiming in. There's an opportunity for you to win $200. $200. Now I'm telling you, $200 can help pay a couple bills, whether it's a light bill, water bill, cell phone bill. I don't know what kind of bill you might want to, or maybe you just want to splurge it on yourself. Well, however you choose, you could be randomly selected because again, every week in April, okay? Every week in April, they're going to be randomly selecting folks. And I'm going to give you these 3 simple steps once again. And we're going to jump right in with some of our panelist guests that we have tonight. And we're going to dive in and ask some questions so you can get some answers to some of the questions you may have about Census Day 2020. So let me tell you about this cash giveaway, y'all, for this Facebook challenge. 3 easy steps that, again, the Census challenge that has been put forth by GC4, Greenville Counts Coalition. Again, like and follow the Greenville Counts Facebook page. So somebody put that in the chat. Step 1 is to like and follow Greenville Counts Facebook page. That's real simple. If you're on Facebook right now, open up another browser or leave and come back, but go right now, like and follow the Greenville Counts Facebook page. That's step 1 of 3, okay? And we're talking about $200 that the Greenville Counts is gonna do every week, gonna randomly select someone that's following these steps. Step 2 is create a unique Facebook post. I mean, you guys are creative. I'm sure your creative juices are flowing as you've been home and you can think of something really creative, but do a creative, unique Facebook post related to the importance of the Census 2020, and be sure to tag, so that's important, you got to tag Greenville County. All right, that's step 2 of how you could be a random selected winner for $200 cash. So step 2, create a unique Facebook related to the importance of the 2020 census and tag Greenville County. Now, step 3, and this is the final step, because keeping in mind, this is Census Day 2020. April 1st is declared Census Day 2020 because really a majority, for those of you that are watching right now, you should have by now maybe received your notification by mail, or I'm sure you've seen advertising that, Census 2020 is here, right? So tag 20, only 20, it's not that many. Think about it being Census 2020. So if you tag 20 of your friends, encouraging them all to do the same. So that's 3 simple steps that you can do to possibly be a randomly selected winner, guys, for $200. Big shout out to GC4 for even putting that challenge out there. Again, Greenville County Complete Count Coalition. We appreciate you just because this will bless somebody. I promise you. This $200. I mean, can I get in on the $200 challenge? But again, 3 simple steps: like and follow the page, Greenville Counts. 2, you're going to be able to create a unique post and also tag Greenville Counts. And then real simple, just tag 20 of your friends and encourage them to do the same, and you could be the lucky winner. Listen, guys, we're going to get right in. We're going to jump in right now and really begin to dive into some of the frequently asked questions. So again, big shout out once again to our panelists, Ms. Sabrina Reeder, who's joined us as the project coordinator for GC4, which again stands for the Greenville Counts Complete Count Coalition. So again, welcome to you, Ms. Sabrina, as well as Ms. Charlene Jones. She's the chair of the Urban League of the Upstate's Complete Count Committee. And again, Mr. Channing Banks, who is the Partner Relations Manager at United Way.
Hello.
So again, welcome for those of you that are just chiming in to the Census 2020 online, I'm gonna say online party, celebration, hype, whatever you wanna call it. We're here for all of you that are chimed in with us right now. But listen, Census 2020 is quick and easy. The questionnaire will take you literally about 10 minutes to complete or less. For those of you that are techno savvy, that you can go online and just give you information. But again, it is safe, it is secure,
Yes.
and it's confidential.
Absolutely.
And I know those are 3 powerful words that I really want to resonate in the heart of all of you that are chimed in tonight. And again, if somebody can chat that, it's safe, it's secure, and it's confidential. And your information and your privacy will be protected. So again, your response regarding the Census 2020, and keep in mind, this only happens every 10 years. And I know there's been a great push of what's happening with the Census 2020, because can you imagine how many more people have been populated into the earth since 10 years ago? So it's very important that your response will help to direct, with a B, billions, okay? Billions of dollars of federal funds to local communities. And we're specifically targeting the Greenville County residents, but wherever you're chimed in all over the world, listen, it's just as important for your community. But there's billions of dollars, federal funds to local community, including schools, roads, and other public services. And so guys, this is not an April Fool's. This is the real deal that we need all of you, every single one of you. If you are under the sound of my voice tonight, I charge you, I solicit each and every one of you to make your household be inclusive in what's happening with Census Day 2020. Again, yours truly, Ms. Jazzy here on behalf of the Jazzy Report. It's getting ready to go down. We're gonna jump right into the very first question. So I think, Ms. Reeder, you're going to be up as we're going to be talking about what is the Census 2020. What is 2020 Census? I mean, there's people that I'm thinking by now in my mind that people don't really know, they've been living under a rock, but there could literally be someone that does not understand what is 2020 Census. So I'm going to let you go ahead and jump in and respond to what is 2020 Census.
Sure. And let me just say this. Thank you for your patience with my technical difficulties on this end. I know my colleagues have my back in case I disappear again. I won't tell y'all to have AT&T or Charter, but we're going to switch. Okay. So the census. Most times what I hear is that people overthink it. And truly what the census is just a count. It is a count of the entire population of the country. So every 10 years, we're mandated by the Constitution, as you said, since 1790, to count everybody, every single body living in the country. That's everybody, regardless of how old you are, regardless of your race, your national origin, whether or not you're a citizen of the country. If your body is physically present in the United States, we have to count it every 10 years.
Wow, every 10 years. So again, now the one thing too that I think is really important of being able to stress to people is that this year is the very first year though that it's been offered that they could actually go online electronically and complete this.
Yeah, it is. And hopefully that encourages a lot of people to participate. If you've not thought about that before, just with the accessibility of it. You know, so many people have internet, especially now, you know, most of us have a little bit of time on our hands. So we're on the internet a lot. And like you said, it can be done in 10 minutes. Less than 10 minutes can help shape the next 10 years of your life, your family's life, your community's life. So you can go online. You can also wait for the paper questionnaire. So you will receive a notification in the mail, and you'll get 5 different reminders before they send you a paper questionnaire, if that's your preference.
Wow.
And if you have any questions or need clarification, you can also call a toll-free number, and you'll get a live person who can walk you through the process. Again, very brief. Yeah, only 9 questions. And then for the head of household, and then every other person in the household is only 7 questions.
So it doesn't take that long at all. So for those of you that are watching, those of you that are listening, those of you that are plugged in for the Census 2020 online party, should I say, just really being able to get the information out there that you're aware of the importance of what the 2020 census is, how you can go about doing it. And again, as Ms. Rita mentioned, there is a toll-free number that you could actually call. So I'm going to give the number. So for those of you that are chatting it up with us, put the number in the feed so people are aware. Again, the toll-free number is 844-330-2020. Again, that's 844, and it's toll-free, 330-2020. And that way, listen, if you don't want to fool with doing it online, if you don't want to worry about just filling out the paper, listen, call them people and give them your information over the phone. It's that simple. Only a few minutes. Again, only 9 questions for the head of household, and only 7 you said for the people that will be in the household along with you. And it's not going to take that long. So again, it's so important. Now we talked about that. Now one thing that I saw on the actual census that you receive in the mail, and let this be known too, it's not going to have your personalized name on the Census 2020, but what it did have on there, it is required by law that you complete this. So let me just ask that question again. Am I required to respond to the 2020 census, Ms. Rita?
Yes, Stephanie, you are required. It is required by law. You're 100% right. Constitution says every person has to fill out the census, and there's so many good reasons behind that. And honestly, it's because if we don't know how many people are in which areas, we don't know where to send the funding, or the government, I should say, does not know where the billions of dollars in funding that you mentioned need to go. So by your participating, you're saying, hey, count me, I'm here, I need that. We need this. So stand up and be counted. And not only is it your civic duty, yes, it's required by law.
All right, well, listen, even with all that being said, I think from just some of the feedback, I would say personally, because of course, you know, I'm all for Census 2020, get the information filled out, encouraging people to do it. But some of the resistance, I would say, is people wanting to know, are my answers confidential and is it private?
Right. So I'm very happy to hear that the U.S. Census Bureau has made this top priority. They are making sure that the safety, the security, and the confidentiality in everyone's answers remain within the U.S. Census Bureau. So much so that every census data worker has to take an oath. And that oath requires that they protect your information for 72 years. So none of your information can be released for 72 years. In addition, if they break that oath, it's punishable by law. So it's up to 5 years imprisonment and a fine up to $250,000. So it's definitely taken seriously, nothing to be taken lightly. And that is some of the reservation and the hesitation that you hear in the community, especially with different populations. So you take our seniors, for instance. We explain to people so many times to make sure you safeguard your information, make sure your identifiable private information remains such. But now we come and ask you, well, where do you live and who lives there and what's your address? So it's hard to make sure, or it's important to make sure that people understand it's only used for that bureau. So no other agency, meaning no other federal government court agency, has access to that information. No one else is privy to it. That's no FBI, no CIA, no ICE, no Department of Homeland Security. Nobody gets it. So your answers are only for the benefit of the funding and for the population count for the House of Representatives, not to be used if you think, oh, I've got something in the past that's going on, I don't want somebody to come back and find out, or what if this happened before? None of that is an issue. It's completely private.
Yeah, well, that's so good to know. And I hope that would actually relieve some folks of being able to complete the Census 2020, just because, again, you know, people are thinking, especially for those that may be undocumented as far as information, listen, you're protected.
Yes.
You may have a warrant for your arrest. Look, you're protected. This is not the type of information that will be shared abroad. This is solely for statistics, solely for the count, because again, it's so important, especially for the upstate of South Carolina. So again, big shout out to the Greenville County Complete Counts Coalition, because I think Greenville has really become a hub for the world. There's people literally flooding to the upstate of South Carolina, and we need all of you to be counted, okay? We need each and every individual, every person in your household to be counted, so we can tap into some of these, not millions, but billions of dollars that could go toward the expansion of what's happening right here in the upstate. So again, Ms. Rita, thank you so much for chiming in, as we're gonna continue to move forward. For those of you that are watching right now, this is the Census Day 2020 online party. It's going down. Again, we have some very special guests lined up amongst our panelists that are going to be able to answer some of the frequently asked questions. So for those of you that maybe you're just chiming in with us, definitely share the information. Let people know that we are live tonight and we're asking and answering specifically questions that are frequently asked about what is the whole Census 2020 about, you know, hopefully to relieve some of the fears and anxiety about completing it, because again, April 1st, which is today, is declared Census Day 2020. And all we're here to do tonight is really to hopefully get you guys engaged and to activate your count to be counted today, if you've not done it already. So we're going to encourage all of you that have not yet done it to do it today. Why not? You can do it right now. It's that important. And so again, we appreciate you, Ms. Rita. We appreciate you, Ms. Charlene Jones, for be joining us. We're going to get ready to take a little sidekick break here with our DJ. We're going to call around DJ Travis Nell, who is on the ones and twos, mixing it up for us. And we're going to kind of sift through some of your questions just to make sure that we're answering the questions, get your questions asked and answered. Let's go, DJ. Hey. Hey. Let's go, y'all. Hey. I will never tell my soul like a that I really wanna know. Y'all dropping the questions you might have while we taking a little dance break. While we taking a dance break. Come on, y'all. We taking a dance break. Waiting on your questions. Any questions about Census Day 2020, we getting them answered right now. We've got a whole panel of folks joining us from the Greenville County Complete Count Coalition. Hey. Hey, DJ Travis, the nail on the ones and twos. Hey, y'all know I'm all about dancing, right? Yeah. Let's go, DJ. For those of you that are watching on Zoom, big shout out to all of you on Zoom. Big shout out to you on Facebook Live. All right, thank you Thank you. Big shout out to DJ Travis Sanel getting it in on the ones and twos tonight. Again, yours truly, Miss Jazzy here, hosting live the Census 2020 online party. Big shout out once again to the Greenville County Complete Count Coalition. We've got a whole panelist here tonight, specifically for all of you that are watching, for all of you Greenville County residents, all of you, each and every single one of you to be counted tonight. So with that being said, we're going to get ready to bring up our next guest, because again, being the chair of the Urban League of the Upstate's Complete Count Committee, Miss Charlene Jones. Welcome, Charlene. Welcome.
Hello. How are y'all?
Listen, we're so excited to have you tonight. We appreciate you joining us, because again, there's so much, I think, misleading information as it relates to the Census 2020 and the importance of, how it can really benefit someone. And so real quick, we did have a question to come in. And so I want to jump in and say, the question says, why should I be concerned about the census? And I guess part two of that would be, how does it benefit me and my family? So let's tie those two questions together and say, why should I be concerned about the census, and how does it benefit me and my family?
All right, those are excellent questions. And there are lots of reasons that you should be concerned in ways that it'll benefit you. For example, when we talk about Pell Grants, the census impacts that. When we're talking about more jobs coming into our area, that's based on the census. When there are disaster reliefs and they're needing to know how many people in a particular area have been impacted by that particular event, it's all based on the census. So, if you want new jobs, you want to do highways and construction and things that's going on around here, all that's based on this very important count. We had an incident already when the natural disasters come through and people through fires lose everything. There is no other record to indicate that those folks exist, except the fact that they've been recorded somewhere along the line in the census. And that's the way that you can actually say, I do exist and I need to be acknowledged. And this is the way to make sure that happens.
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate you kind of breaking that down, because again, this is an opportunity for us to engage with everyone that's watching live tonight. Big shout out to those of you that are on Facebook Live and those of you that may be zooming in with us live tonight, because people really, I think they're taking this too lightly.
Absolutely.
We would hope that by now, many more millions of folks could have completed the census by now. But again, I think the importance of sharing this information tonight will hopefully ignite a fire under folks, because again, it is so very important. And when we think about the Greenville County residents, so big shout out once again to the Greenville County Complete Count Coalition that's really getting out here to engage, to bring the awareness to the importance of the Census Day 2020, because again, the upstate is growing.
Yes.
And I mean, this has become like a breeding ground for retirees and millennials and those baby boomers. I mean, every generation of folks seeming to move to the upstate, because this is a great place to work, live, and play. And so for all of you that are tapping into the upstate, though, because again, this is only done every 10 years, we need each and every one of you to be counted. And we've already talked with Ms. Rita, who talked about, what the 2020 census is, why we should complete it, how do I, just the importance, like you were mentioning about why should I do it for my family and how does it benefit us? So let's talk again specifically, because there may be someone who's just chiming in, like how long will the 2020 census questionnaire take?
It takes less than 10 minutes for a family of 4.
Wow.
They're basically going to ask you to indicate each person that's in your household, how old that person is, what their race is, and that's just about it. We really need to understand also that our Black communities and other underserved populations are really usually lacking when it comes down to participating in the census. And so that's another way that it really affects all of us. If we're not counted, the things that our communities needs is not happening. So we really need to make this a priority to make sure that we're able to start leveling the playing field so that we can get a leg up in the areas that are important to us as well.
Absolutely. And you said something key there. Because when I think about our minority communities, our Black and brown communities, folks that look like me, I think the stigma of sharing our information has, actually hurt us in so many ways, because they're so keen on not wanting to share their information. But
Right.
again, this is something that literally is a benefit, not only to your family, to you personally, but to the community as a whole. Because again, we're talking about billions of dollars that can get dumped into our community, that we can get a piece of those monies to help with so many things that would benefit all of us. So the other thing that I guess I would ask you is, how will the Census Bureau, again, use the information that's provided?
Yes, like for instance, Head Start was another prime example. For every child between the ages of 0 to 5 that is counted now, that'll help us determine how many Head Start slots need to be set aside and reserved. We're expecting the population of Greenville County to almost double within the next 10 years.
Yeah.
So if we're not counting everybody who's here now, when you think about those that are relocating, you mentioned the retirees, the millennials, if those folks are coming in and they haven't even had the opportunity to be counted now, that only is going to magnify, the number of slots that we have reserved for them for babies. And so we got to make sure we're counting absolutely everybody who is here right now, so that as we continue to grow as a population, that can be factored in for us along the way.
Absolutely. Well, thank you again, because again, I think continue to stress that, because I don't know if people are thinking about the whole scope of what's really happening. Because again, today, guys, is Census Day 2020. Big shout out to all of you. Listen, if you're chimed in right now and you've already completed your Census 2020, can you go ahead and just chat in there and says completed Census 2020? Just let us know if you've already done it. I've personally done mine. I'm sure many of you have already, but for those of you that have, this is just a push of a boost for you too, to encourage others to do it, whether it's your family, whether it's your friends, whether it's people that you work with, co-workers, maybe it's people at your church, even your neighbors. Everybody can participate as it relates to the Census Day 2020, and it's just that important. And we appreciate.
Can I add one other thing to that?
Absolutely.
Just because we're celebrating today as Census Day, that does not mean that after today you have lost that opportunity. We want to make sure that you stop what you're doing right now and complete that form, but you also have the next couple of weeks to make sure it happens. Just make sure you do it and you are not missed. It's very important.
So again, as she was saying, let me reiterate that today is not the deadline of the cutout to make it happen. It's just that today is more of the awareness day, to engage you all, to make sure that you understand the importance of the whys you're doing what we're asking you to do. So you still got time. And I know there's many of you that you may have already received your Census Day 2020 form in the mail. Maybe you don't even know where it is. Maybe you've trashed it, or maybe you tossed it aside, and maybe before now that you're getting the knowledge and the wisdom of the importance of it, maybe you've changed your mind and you really want to participate. Well, you still can. And so don't let that deter you as a reason as to why you don't do it, that maybe you misplaced it. But again, today being April 1st was just the day that was designated for Census Day 2020. You still have time, but the idea is creating the urgency of making sure that all and everyone is counted. So again, thank you so much, Miss Charlene Jones, for chiming in with us. We're gonna go ahead in the midst of that, guys. Let's take another DJ Travis Sanel break where he can bring us a couple songs as we're chiming and we're chopping it up tonight. Census Day 2020. We're gonna come back with another panelist right after that, but we want to chime in and see if you guys have any specific questions. So take an opportunity, hit us up in the inbox. Let us know that we want all of you guys engaged and participating with what we're doing right here for Census 2020. All right, let's go, DJ Travis.
Real hot girl.
Hey, let's go, y'all. We chopping it up tonight. Census Day 2020 is going down.
No, but I do be so let me say, I'm a hot girl, don't try that home. I wish that you show my thong. I like to drink and I like that sex. Pop the moves that play your chick. Like you've been served.
I see you, CJ.
2020, baby.
Listen, we're on Zoom live
If the
tonight.
census in.
DJ Travis Sannell is in the building on the ones and twos, mixing it up.
I ain't showing, I ain't seeing. I love the conversation and finding no motivation. Make sure that I get this, but no guarantees on. Conversation with five people, we both free, just trying to claim to be a super jealous. You don't even know about the bill. Need them the clean, make that clean. Okay.
This is day 2020, everybody. Big shout out to all of you that are chiming in with us live. Those of you that are watching via Facebook Live. Those of you that are chiming with us on Zoom Live. Hello, everybody. We encourage all of you to complete the Census Day 2020. All right, thank you so much, DJ Travis Sannell. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. Listen, we're gonna go ahead and continue to chime in with a lot of your questions. Thank you so much for completing, as you said, your 2020. Big shout out to Nalisha Henry for already completing your Census 2020. Miss Suzanne Gardner, big shout out to you, beautiful. Thank you so much for engaging with us tonight, letting us know that you've already done your part. And for many of you that are watching, maybe you've not completed it yet. Why don't you just type in there and say, but I will, to let us know that after tonight, though, you will, but I will. We need everybody involved. We need everybody counted. We need all of you to make sure that you're chiming in tonight and understanding the importance of Census Day 2020. Because again, today, April 1st, has been declared as Census Day 2020. It only happens every 10 years, guys, so it is so important. So let me pause for the calls right there. And I want to give a big shout out once again to GC4. Big shout out to the Greenville County Complete Count Coalition. If you're just chiming in, maybe you didn't hear about it before now, but listen, they've got a Facebook challenge and they're giving away $200, y'all. And it's real simple. It's real easy. It's only 3 simple steps just to keep you guys engaged, to keep you plugged in, to hopefully help you guys to be engaged, to make sure that everyone in your household is counted for. And so 3 simple steps could help you win $200. First step is to like and follow the Greenville Counts Facebook page. Real simple. So this is a Facebook challenge. You can win $200. Like and follow the Greenville Counts Facebook page. That's step 1. There's 3 steps. So step 1. Step 2 is to create a unique Facebook post related to the importance of the 2020 census, and be sure to tag Greenville Counts. Okay, so step 2, create a unique Facebook post related to the importance of the Census 2020, and be sure to tag Greenville Counts. That's simple, guys. And we're talking about $200. I mean, you can do this in less than 5 minutes, the time it's going to take you to do your Census 2020, and you could be the lucky winner, because randomly every week in April, they're going to be selecting random winners to win $200. Step 3, all right, here it is. Because it is 2020, tag 20 of your friends, 20 of your family, and basically you just encourage them to do the same. That easy. So if you're in on the Facebook challenge, y'all chat it up. Let us know you're going to participate with it, and we could be seeing that you're going to be celebrated because you could be that random lucky winner. So again, big shout out once again, GC4, for making it happen, letting the folks know that they are really hoping that, you know, even something like that will continue to keep you guys engaged with everything. So again, like them on Facebook, Greenville County Counts, create a unique post. You're going to tag them in it, Greenville Counts, tag them in the post. And then basically you're going to invite 20 of your friends or family or neighbors or coworkers, whoever you want to tag, and just encourage them to do the same. And you can do that week after week to be entered into a weekly drawing for $200. You could be the lucky winner. I mean, you don't know unless you try, right? And also you can follow them on Instagram. I know there's a lot of people that don't really do Facebook as much, but even if you're doing both social media platforms, just to stay engaged, just to stay plugged in, Greenville Counts 2020. Greenville Counts 2020. Well, we're going to take an opportunity at this time to bring on our next panelist, Mr. Channing Banks. So again, this is an opportunity, especially, and I remember meeting Channing when United Way did, we were at the library in Taylor.
The community
and we were giving our
conversations.
feedback of the community and such, and realizing that he really is heavily connected with the faith initiative regarding and just the resources and tools. So he is a wealth of knowledge for all ministries that are connected on the live tonight. Be sure to connect with him, get on the email blast, find out what's happening, that he can make sure he's getting that wisdom and the resources to you all. So again, he is the partner relations manager with United Way. So again, thank you so much, Channing, for joining us tonight. Again, as we're getting it in for the Census Day 2020. And I tell you, there's a lot of information out there. I mean, there's a lot of resources, there's a lot of tools, there's a lot of postings that even relate to the actual website. And I'm going to give the actual website that people could actually go to, which is my2020census.gov. So my2020census.gov. Even with the information that we're discussing tonight, you can go there as well and just be able to reiterate and make sure you get the clarity if you have any additional questions. So again, tonight, Mr. Channing, I mean, we've talked about, you know, what is the 2020 census? We talked about how long it takes, you know, if the answers are secure, and, you know, how it's going to really benefit someone's family. And so for you tonight, I want to talk about, as Charlene mentioned earlier too, because I mean, we put a lot of emphasis on today being Census Day, but just speak to the importance of people understanding, well, today is not the end of it though. So how long does someone really have to make sure that their count is counted for the Census 2020?
So they have they have some time. So yeah, you're right. Today is not the last day. So Sabrina, correct me if I'm wrong, but August, it's been extended actually, August 14th. Is that correct? Yeah, August 14th is now the new deadline to actually take the census.
Yes.
So we have a little bit of time, but we really don't want people procrastinating on this. We want people to go ahead. That's why they have the Census Day, to really have a big push and you know, like a big celebration and community awareness about going ahead and getting it done now. You know how it is. You put things off to the last minute, things come up. You're like, oh, then you're planning vacation, whatever, and you know, you end up not taking it, and then the people have to come to your house, and you know, so go ahead and take it now. But yeah, you do have until August, mid-August, to take it.
Absolutely.
Officially.
Thank you so much for that. So again, listen, the idea is don't wait to August. Get it done. Do it today.
Get it done now.
I think it would be absolutely amazing if it was just a flooding of the Census 2020 results of those being counted came in today, because today is the official Census 2020 day. But listen, guys, you still have time. We just want to make sure that there's no misconceptions or misunderstanding there, that after today you can't do it, because you still have time. But the importance today is just bringing the awareness of what it is that the importance of this Census 2020 is all about. Here's another question that came through, Channing, that I want to make sure we get answered. It says, ask whether or not immigrants should be concerned, and are they right to be afraid, or should they feel secure to complete the Census 2020?
Immigrants have no reason to be afraid or scared. And yes, they should take the census. There's nothing to worry about. It is secure. Yeah, I'm glad that you're mentioning that. Even the online version of it, like Sabrina said earlier, all of the workers take an oath, and there are penalties if they go against that oath. So it's protected when you take it. Online, it's protected. They follow the Cybersecurity Act of 2015. So it's secured. All of the systems that transmit the data have been vetted and tested by the federal government, so they're safe. And in the rare remote chance that information that you send gets intercepted, it's encrypted. So when it gets sent, it's encrypted. And if someone intercepts it, it's useless anyway. So it's very secure, regardless of who you are and your status. Still, we need to know, because regardless of your status, you're here, you're living here, your kids go to school here, you use the medical services, and we just need that count because the federal government needs to know how many people are here and what type of services they need to allocate funds for South Carolina and, Greenville, South Carolina. So you're important, it matters, it's safe, secure, nothing to worry about. Go ahead and take it.
So
I'd like to also add, it's actually more secure than voting. I know that we've had some concerns about our voting system and how secure that is. The census is more secure than voting. And unlike voting, as Channing indicated, there are penalties like $100,000 fines and jail time for misusing this data or for using it in any way other than for statistical purposes.
Right. And I also want to be able to say this too, because again, the attempt initially for them to reach out to everyone is by mail. So you're going to get multiple attempts to reach out if you're not doing your part before you should be getting people knocking on your door. I know people saying, well, I don't want people knocking on my door. Well, go ahead and do your part. Say they don't have to knock on your door.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
The only way they're going to follow up
knock on your door.
knock on your door is if you have not responded to their attempts through mail to be able to get that done. So again, we want to encourage all of you to do it. Again, this is the very first year of all the years they've been doing this that you can actually do it online. And again, you're talking for head of household 9 questions, and every other dependent or person living within the household, you're only talking 7 questions. And we're talking like quick in and out type stuff. This is not like you're having to write a whole short sentence essay. This is something that can quickly be done. For those of you that are techno savvy, I can assure you, like as it was mentioned, with like a household of 4, you should be able to in and out 10 minutes or less. If you're one that you're not even wanting to just hassle with it at all, whether it's through mail or online, you can actually call toll free. You can pick up the phone, you just provide your information securely, confidential, privately over the phone. And again, I'm going to give that phone number. So it's toll free. So if you want to chat that in there, share this number, text your family members, just let them know, listen, if you've not done your Census 2020, just call this number, make it happen. There's representatives that will be more than happy to get your information accounted for. That toll-free number is 844-330-2020. So again, once again, guys, big shout out to the Greenville County the Greenville County Complete Count Coalition, known as GC4, is in the building, and they've courtesy come tonight and basically taken an opportunity to share the wisdom, the knowledge, give you the answers to some of these frequently asked questions. And so again, Shannon, for someone that's listening, will the results be published? I think it's going to be exciting that once this is all said and done, like, will the results be published?
That's a great question. I'm glad you asked that. So when you ask, will the results be published? Yes, but let me explain what that means. The aggregate data will be published. So they're going to know how many people are where, and they're going to know just basic broad data about the individuals. There is nothing about that data that can identify an individual person. They're not going to be able to look at something and say, oh, that's Channing Banks, and we know his status, or we know about him, how old he is, or anything like that. His birth, nothing like that. It's all just aggregate, and it's for data statistics only, for people to do research and for people to make decisions that improve and help our communities. That's all. That's the only reason it's published. That's why it's published. Nothing to identify individuals or to compromise anybody's safety or identity. That's good. And the data is secure for about 70 years. I think 72 years.
Wow. 72 years.
It has to be sealed, yes. And no personal information can be released for 72 years.
I may be going on to glory by then, honey, if they add up 72 more years.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's the case for a lot of us. Same here. So
yeah, that's a long time. So again, guys, big shout out to everyone that's chimed in with us live tonight. We're gonna get ready to prepare to wrap up this Census Online 2020 party. So again, big shout out to our panelists that have joined us. And panelists, as I'm preparing to close, I want all of you to be thinking about what's your final comment to everybody that's listening, everybody that's chimed in, because again, I think we're really push the agenda as it relates to the importance of people completing this Census 2020. And I definitely want to really give just a kudos to the Greenville County Complete Counts Coalition just for being willing to give away $200 cash. You know, it's times like these that, you know, there's a lot of uncertainty of what's happening, and just something as a simple like and follow, do a post, share and tag, and you could be a possible winner of $200. Big shout out to you guys. So one last time, let me give these steps because $200 could be yours just for the sharing, the liking, the posting. How about that? So there are 3 simple steps that you could be included in this Facebook challenge for those of you that are looking forward to some extra cash. So step 1 is like and follow the Greenville Counts Facebook page. And I would just do it now. I mean, you can do it right now. Like and follow the Greenville Counts Facebook page. And I'm giving you the steps where you could win $200. Step 2 is to create a unique Facebook post related to the importance of the 2020 census. And be sure to tag Greenville Counts. So that's important. Create the unique post and be sure to tag Greenville Counts. So this is how they're going to be tallying up the folks that can be included in the drawing for this $200. And the third step, 3 simple steps, is tag 20. And I would say 20 because it's 2020 and it's 2020, right? Tag 20 of your friends. And you know, you can go that, you can do that real quick. You can do that in less than a minute. Tag 20 people, encouraging them all to do the same. So again, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you that have chimed in with us tonight with our Zoom live, for those of you that are streaming with us on Facebook Live, I hope there's been something said tonight that will definitely encourage you to really get involved in what's happening. You know, be that voice, be that beacon of light to encourage folks, whether it's your family, whether it's your friends, whether it's your coworkers, your church members, your neighbors, whoever. I believe we all can get 20 people that we know to be sure that they've taken their 2020 census count, right? Because again, this is something that only happens every 10 years. And this is how billions, and that's with a B, so that's a lot of zeros, billions of federal funds are dumped into the communities. And right here in the upstate of South Carolina, Greenville, South Carolina, because that's where I work, live, and play, we want to make sure we get all the money, honey, with our name on it. And it means each and every one of you actively participating, being sure that you can either electronically go online and do it, whether you fill out the paper form and do it, or whether you pick up the phone and you could actually call. And I'm going to give that toll-free number one more time. It's toll-free. It's 844-330-2020. So at this time, we're going to go and get some final encouraging words from our panelists and let them once again address the folks just talking about the importance of Census Day 2020. Again, I'm going to take an opportunity to bring around Miss Sabrina Reeder, who is the project coordinator for GC4, which stands for Greenville County Complete Counts Coalition. G4 is in the building. So again, Miss Sabrina, what would be your final encouraging words for those that have tuned in with us tonight about the importance of Census Day 2020?
Sure. Well, again, Stephanie, thank you so much for allowing us to come on and speak with everyone and hopefully shed some light on such an important issue. I have a general comment and a specific comment. Generally, I would say, make sure that you're being proactive, be counted, be proactive as opposed to being reactive. So many times our communities will look and say, we don't have enough money for this. Our schools are overcrowded. We don't have enough proper medical staff in the hospitals to take care of medical crises. And you see, we're in one now. So think of how that affects your community, but be proactive, be counted right now in the census so that when something arises later, we already have the resources we need because of your participation today. So be proactive, that's number 1. Number 2, when you get your notification in the mail, some people have told me, hey, I threw it away. I didn't know it was that important, or what happens there. You can still go online. If you go online and you don't have your census ID information, you can say, hey, I don't have an ID, push that tab, and then it will ask you for your address. because everything is done by household, which is going to be specific to your address. Am I gone?
No, you're good.
Oh, I'm still here. Okay. All right. So make sure that you can still go online and do it. Even if you've thrown it away, if you've lost it, you don't know where it is, you didn't get it. Make sure you go online and still do it. And I know you've mentioned the billions of dollars. Keep in mind, that's $675 billion in federal funding every year. So we're talking about 10 years. Now you're more than $4 trillion within a decade. We
Wow.
only have once every 10 years. We don't get a do-over. So if we miss it here, you're missing it for a decade. So again, be proactive. Be
Yes,
counting.
well, that's a lot of money. And I tell you, I think for you breaking it down that way that people understand the importance of being counted, what that really means, what that really looks like. So thank you so much, Ms. Sabrina Reeder, for joining us tonight. Again, Project Coordinator, GC4. Again, Sabrina, for someone that may be interested to connect with you, how can they reach out to you specifically if they have any maybe specific questions they want to ask offline, or just to make sure of any uncertainty that they may have about Census Day?
Sure. You can always go to our Facebook page, Greenville Counts. I have access to the information there. You can find me personally on Facebook if you want. It's under Sabrina Baxter Reeder, and I'd be more than happy to answer any questions you have. And you can also email me at sreeder@unitedwaygc.org. I'd be happy to answer any questions or provide you with any resources you might need.
All right, well, thank you so much. And again, her email is sreeder, so that's SREEDER @unitedwaygc.org. Let her know that you found out about it right here on the Jazz Report as we're doing the Greenville Counts 2020. This is Census Day. Big shout out to you again, once again, Ms. Reeder. So we're going on to our next panelist, Ms. Charlene Jones, who is the chair of the Urban League and the Upstate's Complete Count Committee. So Ms. Jones, your final thoughts for those that are chimed in with us tonight, whether they're streaming with us live with Zoom or they're watching Facebook Live, about the importance of Census Day 2020.
This is one of those times where you're as important as anybody else in the world. So you matter. Take this opportunity to count, be counted, because you matter as much as anybody else. Don't delay, complete your census today.
That's right, and you can do it today. You can do it online, you can do it by phone, you can do it by mail. There's no reason that each and every person, and we're specifically reaching out to these Greenville residents, because again, this is the Greenville County Complete Count Coalition, but it's just as important for you, wherever you're streamed in live from, that you're also counted, to also be able to receive some of these billions of dollars that comes into the community, that they can be allocated for use because of the exponential of growth that's happening, I'm sure, just really around the country. So again, thank you so much, Ms. Jones, just for your sacrifice to be here tonight. I understand you've been on like 4 other Zooms today, also sharing information. So we appreciate just the passion behind pouring out the wisdom, the knowledge, and just to engage folks, to keep them aware of what's really happening with the importance of Census Day 2020. Mr. Channing Banks, come on around, Mr. Banks. Thank you so much as the Partner Relations Manager at United Way.
That's
Listen,
right.
you have access and at your fingertips some of the information. Wait. Let me back up to Charlene real quick, because again, Charlene, there may be people as well, with you being the chair of the Urban League of Upstate's Complete Count Committee. How can people reach out to you as well?
C. Jones at urbanleagueupstate.org, or you can find me on Facebook at Charlene Johnson Jones.
Charlene Johnson Jones on Facebook, or again, her email address is cjones@urbanleagueupstate.org. Let her know you found out about it right here on the Jazz Report during the Census Day 2020. Okay, Mr. Banks, now you're up to your final thoughts for everyone that's chimed in with us tonight about the importance of Census Day 2020.
All right. So one point I want to make: you count, I count, your friends count, your family counts, your coworkers count, everybody counts. So make them count. Spread the word. We need you to be an advocate. We need everybody out there to be a champion. When you take the census, you just send a message to your friend and family, whoever you know. Hey, did you take the census? I got mine. Did you get yours? Did you take it? Go ahead and take it. We need everybody out here spreading the word and holding the people that count in your life accountable. That's what we need out there. And remember to count the babies.
That's
Count
right.
everybody in their household. Don't forget the babies.
Don't forget the babies. There's a
Don't
lot of
forget the
baby
babies.
booming might go on.
Yeah, now.
The fact that folks are stuck homebound and quarantined in, y'all be careful out there. But the most important thing is that everyone is counted. Again, Mr. Banks, for someone that's chimed in tonight, how can they also connect with you?
So I went ahead and I put my information in the chat, but I'll say it too. C Banks, that's CBANKS at UnitedWayGC.org. C Banks at UnitedWayGC.org, or hit me up on Facebook. It's Pharaoh Banks on Facebook, FERROBANKS.
All right. Well, again, thank you guys so much. We appreciate each and every one of you, Ms. Sabrina Reeder, Ms. Charlene Jones, Mr. Tanner Banks, for being our panelists tonight for the Census Day 2020. Big shout out to my business partner, December Rose, behind the scenes, working it out. Also designed the beautiful flyer that you saw guys out there today. One more time for DJ Travis Snell is in the building. We're gonna get ready to get out of here. It's been an absolute pleasure. Yours truly, Miss Jazzy, hosting tonight Census Day 2020 party online. DJ Travis, we're gonna let you take us on out of here, man. But again, guys, it is so important that each and every one of you is counted. I hope many of you that will participate with the Facebook challenge. And if you win the $200, let me hold something. But thank you guys again. Again, the Greenville County Complete Count Coalition, it went down. Yours truly, Miss Jazzy, with the Jazz Report. Let's get out of here with some music, DJ Travis.
Good night.
Hey, this is 2020. It's so important. Guess what? You will make me happy if you do your Census Day 2020.
I know that wasn't the robot channel.
It was something like it. It was something like it.
Why is everybody doing this right here though?
I know.
All right, guys, we're getting out of here. It's been absolutely amazing. Thank you guys so much for chiming in. Thank you guys for watching online. Be sure to try in on the Facebook challenge. Get your $200. Go online, make the call. Big shout out. Thank you guys. We love you. Until next time, you're get out of here.
Love y'all. Thank you. You count. Everyone counts.
Yeah.
Everyone count.